Yes, I think since two new balls were introduced, those slap-back batting at the top of the innings has really been thrown out of the window, and batsmen really have to now look at digging themselves in, just pushing singles and getting the shine off.
It's been a better over from Ryan McLaren. His line has been better, his length has been good as well. It looked like he had a lot better rhythm in the second over than he did during that first one. So 10 gone, 38 for 1. For Sri Lanka. It's going to be a change of bowling from South Africa's point of view as well. South Africa have gone with two specialised spinners and also JP Duminy, who bowls his off spinners. So Aaron Pingisa is one of the specialised left arm spinners, so he's coming into the attack for the first time today.
Yes, the introduction of the spinners certainly is going to be viewed with a lot of interest, because this is really where the Sri Lankans would have to try and force the pace for a while. And again, the left-arm spinners, particularly to Sangakkara, will have to be careful. They'll have to work on their fields a little bit more, because Sangakkara thrived on getting those runs on the onside.
Down, Dupi.
Due to all the moisture around, the pitch has been on the slow side today, even slower than it was during that first one-day international. So there's a likelihood that it'll slow down even more as the game progresses. Very important from a spinner's point of view to find the optimum pace for a surface like this and then stick to it. Have the odd variation, but you've got to be patient. Once you get the right pace and you hit the right line and length, it should be difficult for the batsman to hit through the line of the ball. That's where your wicketkeeper is so important as well. They've got to work together to decide what the right pace is to bowl on any given surface.
The problem in the last game was a lack of consistency in their line and length. And of course, batting against top quality players, they're always going to find the batsman really getting into position to try and put the ball away, even if your line and length has been consistent. Can't be predictable. This is good bowling, forcing the batsman into some form of indiscretion earlier on.
Bit of impatience for the first time from Kumar Sangakkara, looking to play the sweep shot. He didn't really get himself into a good position. That's more like it. Full face of the bat for the single down to mid-on.
Yes, you quickly realize that he always favours playing on the onside, Kumar Sangakkara, and usually tries to get into position to try and put the ball in that direction. The South Africans have some sort of cover, but there's a big gap between the deep square leg and the long on.
Oh!
Good over. 40 for 1.
So Taranga was the first to go. Indiscretion, not in position, and a very good catch indeed. And there you are, Sangakkara starting where he left off in the last innings. Once again, dealing in boundaries. That's a good shot. Again, showing what form he is in. This was an edgy one. So the early part of the innings, not much on the onside, but just those boundaries.
Ryan McLaren is going to continue. Much better now from South Africa. Ryan McLaren bowling a straighter line. The field is set straighter as well, so he's attacking the stumps. So on the surface, that's a good strategy.
No to bide their time, but at some time they're going to give way.
Good thinking. Sangakkara looked like he was wanting to advance on Ryan McLaren. He saw it happening and then dropped the short one, so good bowling.
Yes, I think he did telescope his intentions a little too early, and that gave McLaren time to come down short on that one. He's got the pace, and Sangakkara was caught in no man's land, basically. We find that the South Africans also much straighter in their line, which doesn't give the batsman to free his arms.
Just a single. So good passage of play for South Africa. They're creating good pressure. They can really do with a breakthrough and a wicket right now.
McLaren really a strong man. He could always come down hard on any batsman who's advancing.
Just wondering how long Dilshan will be content to play a supporting role. He's normally somebody who likes to hit boundaries. He likes to dominate. It's a bit of a struggle for him at the moment. Hasn't seen much of the strike, as we said earlier. The runs aren't coming, so he's got to battle through this period. He hasn't played for some time due to injury.
Dilshan also has had a few problems with those inside edges, and in fact getting bowled out of them. Working very hard to try and play as straight as possible. Concentrating a lot more on getting the full face of the bat on the ball.
I suppose it's inevitable that he'll be feeling a little bit of pressure. I mean, if he fails a couple of times, he might be under pressure for his spot in the side, even though he's an established, experienced international. Bouncer again, and just a single to finish off another good over. So 42 for 1.
The batsman, unless you're already playing through the line, the horizontal bat shots are not getting the right timing. That's put away. That's a good shot.
Yeah, not a good delivery, so it's a bit lucky to get away with that one, Ryan McLaren. 14 overs gone, 49 for 1. So we've got a good contest on our hands. Time for a change in the commentary box. It'll be Pat and Roshan.
Thanks, Kepler. We certainly have got a challenge here. The Sri Lankans bowling up a little start, which I wouldn't be unhappy with. A little bit of inventiveness now. Maybe it's just a sign from Dilshan that not going according to plan. He's just a little bit hampered here. He's just battling to get it along. He hasn't as much strike as Sangakkara. That's a good line, and there's a lot of spin and bounce there. Certainly encouraging.
This is in the gap, and Sangakkara will get a boundary. Sensible batting by Kumar Sangakkara, because he was looking to hit it with the turn. The Sri Lankan 50 is up, especially after that previous delivery turning so much. He was quite willing to go over mid-wicket.
Well, the key, when he came down as far as possible, and he got close to the ball. He didn't allow it to just spin and bounce on him. You see, he hits it under his eyes, right close to his foot. So there was a little spin when he made contact, and that's good when you come down the pitch. That'll apply just a little bit of pressure. Pangiso will be careful now not to drop it short because of that.
Dupi. Done, Papa.
Nice game. Kumar Sangakkara, such a fine player of spin. Being a wicketkeeper, he reads the length well and the line early. So it does make it easier for him to play spinners, which you normally find with wicketkeepers. Again, you see when he comes down the pitch, he looks to hit the ball really full. Often a subtle difference between someone who's grown up in the subcontinent and someone who's played on hard pitches of South Africa and Australia. Allow the ball to bounce and play at a bit higher. But here on the subcontinent, you need to get closer to the ball, if not get a full toss.
Sensible batting by the Sri Lankans. But certainly they'll have to watch this period because it's critical. Neither side has really got the ascendancy. Sri Lanka really looking to try and build on something. South Africans realize that being a pitch that the first game was played, pitch getting a bit slower, but big score to chase is not going to be easy.
Oh.
So quite a good over. 7 runs off it, 56 for 1.